And welcome back, wrestling fans, to Maquoketa High School, home of the Cardinals, and our third duel of the Wamak East action tonight. We've got the Western Dubuque Bobcats taking on the host Cardinals, and we are starting at weight class 182. And for the Western Dubuque Bobcats, we've got the man himself, Ryan Kleesner, the outstanding senior, and he's taking on Sean Solomon for the Cardinals, and Kleesner out early. Kleesner out early with a takedown, and he's working Solomon over with a tight waist and an inside wrist, and Solomon finds the outside edge. And we got to go back to the center of the mat. That was a short takedown, quick takedown. Not a short takedown. Kleesner stands about 6'2" at 182 pounds. 109 left to go, short time-wise. Now he's working Solomon. He's got an inside wrist. He's going to roll that left arm out, and he's got a nice bar arm across the back. That left arm of Solomon stretched across his back. Now he's going to thread the needle, maybe try a farmer there. I'll tell you what, he wraps his left arm around the head of Solomon, and he scoops that left wrist. I'll tell you what, he's got Solomon on his back. Could be a short fall here. Solomon with a high bridge and a bench press, and that's a 2-point near fall. That's a 2-point near fall for Kleesner. And he will take the lead here 4-0. Now a tight waist tilt by Kleesner. He's in deep, and he's going to pick up another 2-point near fall and make the score 6-0. With 14 seconds left to go in the first period. So he's out to a nice start. The senior from Western Dubuque trying to go 2-0 on tonight's dual meet action. And 1 second left to go. That's going to do it. We're going to go to the second period. This is Sean Solomon for the Maquoketa Cardinals. This is kind of a contrasting body styles here. Solomon short and stocky. And Kleesner tall and lean here. Solomon, once again, is a sophomore for the Cardinals. There's a nice 1-point escape for Kleesner. He goes up now 7-0. And he works some hand control. Let's see if he can. He's going to have to really lower his level to get underneath Solomon. Again, Solomon must be about 5'6", 5'7". Again, one of those heavy-legged, strong-hipped Cardinal wrestlers. There's a nice sweep signal by Kleesner, and he loses the ankle. Solomon's going to kick it free. They got to go back to work now. There's a push-pull double by Kleesner. He steps in with a Turk, traps the left arm. Might be some back points off that. 2-point takedown. Might be some back points. He's got Solomon on his back. Solomon in a high bridge. What a great place to be in if you're Ryan Kleesner. There's the fall in 2:48. So, Jamie, I would take, welcome back, Jamie, by the way. I would take another hour dual meet here. We could get this thing knocked out in an hour. That would
started
be
this
sweet.
one at about 8:54-ish.
It's 8:54 on when we recorded the fall. It's about
4 minutes ago.
Okay. All right. Weight class 195. For Maquoketa, this is Gerald Miller again. He's a freshman taking on from Western Dubuque. Western Dubuque, Ryan Keneally. So again, the top of the lineup for the Bobcats is loaded, and they look forward to get a quick start here. They're up 6-0, courtesy of that fall by Kleesner. Now Keneally, Ryan Keneally, another one of those fine seniors in the Bobcat uniform, looking to extend this. There's a tilt. 2-point takedown by Keneally, and then a tilt. Not going to pick up any back points as Miller rolled through. So Keneally says, "Oh, thank you very much. I'll load up this chicken wing on the left side. Now I'm going to crank it around. I'm going to walk around your head, and I'm going to crank that thing and turn you over on your back." Miller putting up a good fight right here, and he's going to try to roll out of it. Keneally's going to catch him. And now a hard crossface. He traps the left arm of Miller. Now he's got a butcher, and he's going to circle the head. And now a reverse half Nelson. So we're seeing a Tell you what, that's about 4 or 5 pinning combinations right there, but Jamie, you don't have any back points to show for him. This freshman from Maquoketa is doing a nice job squirming and wiggling his way out of it. We'll see if Keneally can load up something and tighten it up a little bit. He's got that left arm trapped again. He's got a chicken wing loaded up now and an inside wrist. He's going to walk the head of Miller. He might stack Miller up this time. That might do it. Miller in a high bridge trying to roll back and forth. Keneally's going to load this thing up, tighten it up. And I'll tell you what, the freshman showing some heart and guts and soul right here. And again, Jamie, we talked about that on Saturday. If you got fight, you got heart, you got some guts, you can go a long way in wrestling.
Well, it is, and look at Gerald Miller. He's refusing to get pinned here, and that's that fight and that guts and the heart that you talked about.
You know, that goes a long way, especially you're a freshman wrestling a very fine senior. 5 seconds left to go in the first period. Keneally trying to tilt Miller, and there's going to be 2 back on that, so another 2-point near fall by Keneally, and he's going to go up 9-0 after 1. So he's content with turning and tilting, and if I can't pin you, I'll probably tech fault you with some turns and some tilts. Got some JV matches going on the mat to the left, and the varsity action right here. Nice front trip by Keneally, nice chop, tight waist, head lever. Now he goes to an inside wrist with that left arm. Now he's going to try to roll that arm back out to a bar. He does a really fine job at that. Let's see if he's going to scoop the head. Now he's going to take Miller to his back. Again, Miller in that high bridge. Keneally might just tee out and get the fall here. Referee's going to slap the mat. In 2:30, 2:26. 2:26, Keneally will win by a fall. And I'll tell you what, making that look pretty easy is the senior from Western Dubuque. This will be at 2:20. Okay, Dylan Hafler, the senior from Western Dubuque, is going to take on Brian Solomon, the junior from Maquoketa. And Solomon pretty well put together. I'm not sure what his wrestling experience is, but I'll tell you what, he's got short, stocky again, barrel chest, big legs, and we'll see what Hafler can do to penetrate that physicalness here. Double collar tie by Hafler, trying to work that head of Solomon. Solomon in a staggered stance, leading with that right leg. Maquoketa in their all red singlets with the white band around the middle. 1:29, first period underway. Hafler trying to measure Solomon. Hafler dives in on a single. Nice down block by Solomon, showing a little bit of quickness. Now go behind by Solomon. He just didn't pick up the ankle. He was right there. Solomon was right there. Just didn't pick up the ankle of Hafler. And back to our feet we go. 1:10 left to go, first period. Weight class 220. The Bobcats are up by a score of 12-0. Jamie, we don't have the team score posted anywhere.
12-0.
12-0 it is. It's not posted anywhere, so we're gonna keep.
They announced it after that last match, but I don't know why. They've had it up there the whole night. So
there's a nice front headlock by Hafler, and he's going to toss Solomon to his back, and then he's going to scoop the arm. Solomon with the high bridge out of it. Tell you what, Hafler has this tight. I'll tell you what, Solomon rolls Hafler through. That's going to be a 2-point near fall by Hafler. 2-point reversal. No back. There's a fall right there. That was no doubt about that. 137. Hafler's not going to be too pleased about that. He comes off the mat shaking his head. You know.
So Solomon got the takedown, correct?
Yeah, I guess.
And then a reversal.
Yeah, I guess that's how they would have scored that.
Three wins, 3 falls again for the Bobcats.
Well, tell you what, they're just loaded in these upper weights. I'll tell you what, if you start up there, that's a good place to start because you build that big lead. There's Bickford trying to shoot on the whistle again, but you're wrestling Aaron Costello. We got 3 fine sophomore heavyweights here tonight, Jamie, but Costello is the biggest of him. Tell you what, he's got that butcher, and he's got Bickford on his back. Tell you what, there's going to be the fall right there in 17 seconds. Bickford made the cardinal mistake, I can say that. He shot in under Costello. Tell you what, Costello probably tips the scale there, Jamie. Probably 275, I'd say at least. Bickford's no small heavyweight, but he shot right under Costello, and Costello just down blocked, and Bickford had nowhere to go but flat on his stomach, and then it made it easy.
I'll move up to weight class 106. We're going to see Colin Kirprick as he's going to be taking on Justin Holtz.
And this may not last a whole lot of time either. There's Kirprick in on a single. He's got that leg up. There's a takedown, Jamie, 4.6 seconds. Kirprick in on a single leg takedown, switches off to a double. And he's going to slap Holtz in a chicken wing right here. And he's going to walk the head. And
this is going to be a quick dual meet here, Roger.
Could be. I think they're going on both.
Yep.
They're going on both mats right here.
So we're going to see.
There's a forfeit by Braden Burt's going to take a forfeit. So Bo Bowman, Jacob Close, and Bo Bowman. There's a fall, Jamie. 35 seconds. Kirprick will win by a fall in 35 seconds. So it's like we thought might happen. Pin-a-thon going on for the Bobcats. And we've got Bo Bowman at weight class 120 is going to be taking on Jacob Close. Then at 126, Jamie, we will not see Quinn Medert. We'll see if
we are up to 126 pounds for Western Dubuque,
Keaton Bockenstead. And Nico Nuremberg.
So Keaton Bockenstead
and Nico Nuremberg. So we got freshman Keaton Bockenstead, a freshman, going to try to tackle the sophomore Nuremberg, or the junior, Nuremberg, for the Cardinals. Yeah, and the wrestlers on mat number 1, that would be Close and Bowman. Featured match right here with Close and Bowman. And they had the wrong leg bands on to start, so they had to switch the leg bands. Maquoketa, the home team, putting the green leg band on. Keaton Bockenstead, and Nuremberg has a headlock on Bockenstead. Bockenstead's going to pick him up and drop him to the mat, pick up 2. And I'm not kidding you, I think Nuremberg is wincing with pain down there, and I thought they might stop that. But they're letting it go. There's a half Nelson inside wrist, and Nuremberg is hurt. Jamie. Keaton Bockenstead picked him up, and I'm not sure if he's got a rib caught underneath there, but he's having a tough time working out of this pinning combination that Bockenstead's got him in. Bockenstead's going to slide around to the front of him and finish in a headlock. And over on the far side, Bowman lifts up Close and slams Close down to the mat. And Close has to take a little bit of injury time out. So we got some physicality going on in both matches here. Close a little bit upset now. He's really getting after Bowman. There's a fall right there, Jamie, in 116. Keaton Bockenstead will win by a fall. And Nuremberg gets up. I'll tell you what, his backside is bruised.
And that's going to make our team score now 42-0 in favor of Western Dubuque. Their 6th fall of this dual meet. So again, with the Bobcats, we have not seen a full match.
Jamie, over on mat number 1 to our left, it's a Jake Close takedown and then a Bo Bowman reversal. I believe the score is 2. No, they did not give Close the takedown.
They gave Bowman the takedown.
They gave Bowman the takedown. And out in front of us, we have Bailey Thurm at 132 taking on Luke. Or is this Trevor Shady? This is Trevor Shady again.
We're at 30. This is Bailey Thurm.
Bailey Thurm taking on Trevor Shady again. We saw, again, contrast in body styles here as Bailey Thurm, short and stocky, and Trevor Shady, tall, lanky, 132-pounder. Over under Bailey Thurm, Trevor Shady. Shady might be trying to load Thurm up in a throw. Inside trip attempt by Thurm. He's going to take Shady to his back, and Shady's going to have to roll through. That's a 2-point takedown. Inside trip, over under, inside trip by Thurm. Now cross-face cradle by Thurm. He's got Trevor Shady on his back. Could be a fall. That is a tight cross-face cradle. Thurm puts that bottom knee in the rib cage of Shady. He's going to pick up 3. He's going to try to reload that cross-face cradle. Might pick up a fall here as he's got it in tight. Shady is rocking back and forth, kicking that leg. Thurm steps over that right leg. That's going to be a fall right there in 103. Bailey Thurm winning by a fall in 103. We're in the second period on the mat to our left with Bowman still up 2-0, riding. There's going to be a one-point escape, a one-point escape now by Bowman. And Bowman back on top of Close. Might be a two-point takedown if he can cut the corner. Close latching onto the right arm of Bowman, and Bowman stuffs his head and spins for a two-point takedown, making it a 5-0 lead for Bo Bowman.
So that was another takedown there.
That was another takedown for Bowman. And now front trip by Bowman has Close back down on the mat. Out in front of us we have Zach Kopus for Maquoketa at weight class 138, taking on Jackson Healy. I've been impressed with this Jackson Healy, Jamie, for a sophomore. You know, he does some pretty good stuff. There's a throw by Healy. Might have Kopus on his back. That's 2 and back points. That was kind of a reverse headlock by Healy.
Oh, he's going to slowly teeing out here.
He's going to try to take Healy to his back and, take Kopus to his back. That's going to be a 5-point move for Healy. So nice job there.
Over here we're going to have stalling against Jacob Close. So with 8 seconds left to go in the second period, it's 5-0 in favor of Bo Bowman over Jacob Close for the Bobcats.
You know, Bowman showing us that leech ability, and Jake Close gets up and he snarls. He's a snarling there, Jamie, at Bo Bowman. Oh, Healy gets a little high riding, and Zach Kopus is going to pop him off the front side and pick up a one-point escape, and we're going back to work on our feet. So, been impressed with this Zach Kopus too. Seems to, he's got some pretty good moves. Pretty slick, not real strong looking, but got some good technique and a lot of slickness to him.
And Bowman on top over here on the mat to our left, leading 5-0 over Jacob Close from Western Dubuque. 1 minute, 30 seconds left to go in this third period. And Jacob Close really has to get going here as Bowman trying to work that bar arm series on the left side of Close. Close just kind of laying out there with his head down, and now Bowman gets out to the side trying to get that bar arm. Oh, wow, that hurt. That's going to be an elbow. Jacob Close threw an elbow from behind, and that's going to be 1 point for Bo Bowman. As
do you think that was intentional?
I
don't know.
That thing came up quick.
It did.
It's going to be 1 point. It's going to be 6-0 now. As Bowman was just getting out to the side. He was keeping pressure forward, and when he came back around Bowman, that elbow came up and caught Bowman right in the face. So 6-0, 1:13 left to go in this third period.
I would say Bowman is fortunate that didn't catch him in the nose, because his nose probably would have been splattered on his face. That was a little frustration by Close. You know, out in front of us, Jamie, it's 5-1. Jackson Healy still up. Zach Kopus up on top riding when the second period just underway.
Kopus with a late escape at the end of that first period to make it 5-1.
You know, Kopus doing a nice job controlling the arms of Jackson Healy. He's got a tight waist, inside wrist, and he's working that. He's driving that. He's trying to power Healy over to his back. Healy doing a nice job working some hand control, trying to keep his head up, trying to keep his elbows in, and Kopus riding parallel right now, and Healy would certainly like him to get out to the outside so he can get his hips up. We'll see if our official says the same thing. Half Nelson now by Kopus, and Kopus is going to bump Healy off the edge. So this match to our left, Jamie, this mini brawl with our Mighty Mites, Bo Bowman and Jacob Close at weight class 120. We're going to get stalling now. We're going to get stalling against Bowman, and Close is going to pick up his first point. 11 seconds left to go as they reset. There's the whistle. Tight waist by Bowman. And he's going to ride that inside wrist as this period's going to expire. That's going to be Maquoketa's first win by Bo Bowman, 6-1. Out in front of us, 38 seconds left to go. It's Zach Kopus now with a chicken wing. He's got a chicken wing loaded up on Jackson Healy. He's trying to pull Healy back into the mat. Healy's trying to hug that white ring on the outside of the mat to keep his shoulders in, and Kopus is going to turn him back in. Now Kopus is going to run the wing, and off the edge of the mat they go.
Over here on the mat to our left, it's going to be Dane Ganson for Western Dubuque as he's going to be taking on Cordero Campbell.
That could be quite a match here, Jamie. I was pretty impressed with Cordero in that first match. Again, a sprained ankle, severely sprained ankle.
Yeah, and Bennett just walked by us a little bit ago on their way out of here, and he
didn't look good.
He might have been better off having somebody carrying him out.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, that had a golf ball. That had a golf ball on the side of it. You know, sometimes those heals really quick, and sometimes they don't. Scramble situation with Campbell and Ganson going at it. Campbell shot a great single, and Ganson reached down and grabbed the inside ankle of Cordero Campbell. And now Ganson's going to turn this into a 2-point takedown. He's going to pop his head out. He's got Campbell on his back. Now reverse half Nelson by Ganson. He wiggled his way out of that predicament, and he's in fine shape right now. He's going to pick up 2 for the takedown. For the takedown. And he's probably
still
going to pick
working on
up
near fall. He's going to get 2 near fall. Now he's going to go to a headlock finish on the edge of the mat.
Tell you what a great job by Ganson.
Over here, we got a little trouble here for Jackson Healy as he's only up by 1 now. It's 5-4. I didn't see where the other 3 points came from in this period, but he's only got a 1-point lead over Zach Kopus.
Well, I'm surprised Kopus isn't letting him up. And the coaching staff from Maquoketa is probably saying, hey, ride him and turn him as long as you can. Healy right now looks gassed underneath.
Yeah, he really does.
Kopus working side to side with some combinations, pinning combinations, inside wrist, halves, bars. Healy doing a great job keeping those elbows in and, belly down riding. I'm surprised our official hasn't called Healy for stalling. Kopus takes a peek at the clock, and now the coaching staff from Maquoketa says cut him loose. There's a 1-point escape there's 1 and 2. Now we're tied up at 6s. That brought Coach Cleary up out of his chair. First time we've seen a little excitement.
I don't think he's real happy because, Jackson Healy had a 5-1 lead, and he really has sat on that lead. And I think he wants him to keep working here. It's early in the season, and he's tired. That's for sure.
Kopus is going to climb up the body. Nice stand up by Healy. Half Nelson. We're going to get near fall points by Kopus. Kopus fights his way back from a 5-0 hole, and he might pin Healy. Kopus is up on top, right? There's the fall. 5:58. And as a coach, Jamie, that gets in your crawl right there because you got a 5-0 lead. You're dominating the first period, and then you never score. You score 1 more point the second and third periods. All right, Dane Ganson and Cordero Campbell going at it. There's a 1-point escape by Ganson. Ganson dives in on a single. He's got the right leg of Campbell picked up. Let's see if he can turn this into 2. He does. 2-point takedown by Ganson.
Over here on our mat, LaDonta Lewis is going to take a forfeit at 152 pounds. So with that, that's going to make our score now 48-15 in favor of the Bobcats.
We got 5 matches left. We got the 2 out, and we got 3 on deck.
And over here we got Jacob Birds now going for the Bobcats at 160 pounds. He's taking on Logan Mayberry.
And Logan Mayberry probably right about at that 45-minute rest period. Not much time to rest for him, but you know what? Just like practice, he's all business. He's going to get out and get after it. Dane Ganson up 7-0 with 47 seconds. He's working on a chicken wing on the left side, tight waist with the right, and he's going to try to tilt Cordero Campbell. And Campbell right now has blown a lung. He is belly down off to the center of the mat looking for an escape. He's looking for an escape, a way to get off the edge of the mat, and he's going to crawl his way off. Ganson's going to keep that chicken wing loaded up. He's in great position right now, applying a lot of forward pressure. Maybe he can stack Campbell up, and our referee's going to call him off, and they're going to have to get reloaded and get a start and go back to the center of the mat. Match in front of us, Birds had a great shot on Mayberry, and Mayberry just down blocked and pinched his head, and there's nowhere for Birds to go. That match is still 0-0 with 50 seconds left to go in the first period. Mayberry's got a great single, and I'll tell you what, Mayberry's going to high leg over a whizzer, and Birds is going to try to high leg back over. Usually you can't wiggle your way out of that, and Logan Mayberry is going to wiggle his way out of that. He high-legged over a whizzer. Birds drops in on a single. Nice whizzer by Mayberry. Birds drops in now on a double. Mayberry has Birds flat, belly down, flat on the mat. Might be a 2-point takedown by Mayberry. Birds still latches onto that left leg of Mayberry. Mayberry comes with a hard cross face, steps over the left leg, and picks up 2. Great scramble. Campbell and Ganson going at it with 1:40 left to go in the match. Ganson working on a 2-point takedown on Campbell, and we're probably going to get a stalemate here. They're going to continue to let him wrestle.
That's the end of the first period over here with Birds and Mayberry. It's 2-0 in favor of Logan Mayberry. It's going to be Birds' choice. He's going to go down to start this second period.
2 great matches going on right now. Ganson is handling Campbell right now, 7-0, but there's been some great scrambles coming out of this match. Campbell very quick, cat-like reflexes, and Ganson showing his strength. There's a long single by Ganson, nice down block by Campbell. Campbell coming right back up to his feet, stuffs the head of Ganson, and they're working their way back to the center. Campbell wearing a white knee pad on his right leg, and comes with that staggered stance, leading with that right leg. 58 seconds left to go, 7-0. You know, Coach Clear would certainly like to have another takedown out of Ganson. He drives in on a single. His head between the legs of Campbell. Campbell latches onto that right ankle, tries to hang on. Ganson's going to pop his head out. Ganson's going to pop his head out and maybe pick up 2 as he tries to pop his head out. Campbell throws his left leg around the arm, and we're going to get another stalemate. So great positioning by both wrestlers there. Cordero Campbell, a senior. Jamie, I don't know where he was last year, but he's a good find for this Maquoketa Cardinal team.
Yeah, he is, and we saw him wrestle a very good match against a Bennett Cole, who was hurt. There's no doubt about that, but still a tough wrestler.
And there's a really nice outside single by Campbell. He cuts the corner on Ganson and picks up 2 with 13 seconds left to go. 1-point escape by Ganson. Campbell's going to cut him loose, and with 7 seconds left to go. 7 seconds left to go. They're going to go to neutral. It's going to be an 8-2 win for Ganson. And right there, Jamie, Coach Cleary's probably happy with the win, but they're going to take notes. And if you're Dane Ganson, you're 1 point away from a major decision.
Yeah.
And you don't get it, and you give up 2. It's an 8-2 win instead of a major.
Yeah, and that's where you talk about building on a lead and not sitting on one, and Ganson was just happy, getting the win there, and that's where you want to push them forward and go for that major decision or go for that tech fall, get those extra team points.
We're going to move up to weight class 170 now. We've got Max Lyons taking on
Jacob Kloft.
Our
team scoring now 51-15. Did they mess up the
They
ankle?
did that again. You would think at some point they would get that right.
So 2-1. I'm not sure if there was a illegal move or locked hands there over here by Logan Mayberry. It's 2-1 in favor of Mayberry as the second period comes to a close.
Max Lyons taking on Jacob Kloft, and Max Lyons, he just wants to get his hands on you. He's out there on the mat. He's just He just wants to get his hands on you, and then he's just gonna be real physical, snapping and pushing and pulling and trying to attack your lower extremities like that single right there.
Third period over here as Mayberry chooses down to start the third. Birds on top, and a quick switch there by Mayberry. Now he's over top of the outstretched arms of Jacob Birds. Birds trying to come up, might get a stalemate out of this as they've been sitting here a while. As Birds has a hold of the right leg of Logan Mayberry. Still trying to work up. Mayberry's trying to wrench the body of Birds over, but still really haven't moved anywhere. And there's a 2-point reversal by Logan Mayberry, and he's going to go up 4-1 with 1:20 left to go in the match.
And right on the edge of the mat, a nice go-behind by Max Lyons as he finally got the head of Jacob Clough stuffed and hit him with a go-behind and picked up the first takedown of the match. And he's up 2-0 in 53 seconds. Jacob Clough, very strong, 170-pounder. And he's kind of frustrating Max Lyons here just a little bit. Very defensive position. Lyons trying to tilt. I'll tell you what, almost a defensive fall by Clough. I'll tell you what, the Cardinal coaches were looking for a defensive fall as Lyons was on his back and he had to bridge himself off as Clough went to a wide base, wide spread as Lyons tried to roll him through with that tilt. 12 seconds left to go. Inside wrist by Lyons. He's going to try to stack Clough. And Clough doing a nice job with hand control. 4-0 is your score here.
4-1 our score over here as Logan Mayberry leading Jacob Birds. 40 seconds left to go in this third period. A switch attempt by Birds, and Mayberry's going to wrap around the neck and try to turn him over, looking for near fall points, and there they are. The official counting as picking up near fall points is Logan Mayberry. I'm not sure he got the 5 count as it was close. Our official has stopped counting as Birds has moved back down, and that's going to be a 3-point near fall. He did get to a 5 count, so that's going to make it now 7-1 in favor of Logan Mayberry. With just 10 seconds left to go in this match, and that looks like that's the way it's going to end. Mayberry with a power half now as he's over the top, looking for more near fall points. As right now just a 6-point lead, and that's going to do it as Logan Mayberry is going to win that match 7-1 over Jacob Birds, make our team score 51-18.
Jamie, over on the far side, there's a 2-point switch now by Lyons, but before that, Lyons came to a short sit-out, and Jake Clough got the Cardinal fans excited as he almost had Max Lyons snap back to his back. And we have one more match. Are we done after this?
That's it.
Okay, this is the last match.
Yep.
All right. That's the way. We like it. 1:11 left to go. Lions up on top, 6-0. But Jake Clough from Maquoketa is giving Max Lyons fits here, just with his style and his defensiveness.
Was that another takedown for Lyon?
That was a 2-point reversal.
Reversal, okay.
Yes. 55 seconds left to go. Short sit by Clough. Nicely countered by Lyons as he goes deep waist in the thigh. There's a switch attempt now by Clough. High leg over attempt by Clough. Again, Lyons does a nice job keeping his hips in great position. 41 seconds left to go, second period. Lyons now traps that left arm of Jacob Clough underneath his body. Inside wrist now by Lyons. Clough doing a nice job keeping his elbows in and keeping Max Lyons at bay a little bit. I'm surprised Lyons isn't cut him loose. And Russ has done a little bit more wrestling on his feet, but he's content to grind this out. There's a switch attempt by Clough. Lyons drops down to the hips, again covers the hips up, then climbs the body. And 8 seconds left to go. There's a tilt attempt by Lyons. And he's going to get 2 here. Might get more than that. He might get 3 out of it, and I got 2 out of it. Tight waist tilt by Lyons. As the period expires, he picks up a 2-point near fall. So let's see whose choice it's going to be. It's going to be Clough's choice, and he's going to choose neutral. This Max Lyons, he just kind of likes to get his hands on you. And once he gets his hands on you, he's really physical. And trying to shoot that sweep single. Trying to go to the left, go to the right, shoot that sweep single. And Clough is doing a nice job keeping that leg back. Now there's Clough in on a single. he's got the leg picked up, and he tries to take Lyons over to his side. Lyons picks up the ankle, rolls Clough through, and that move right there, I'm telling you what, that's learned in the off season. That's a lot of drill, a lot of technique. As Clough had that single, and Max Lyons just reached down, grabbed the opposite ankle, and pulled it up to his backside and just rolled him through and picked up a 2-point takedown. It's 10-0 right now. So nice job by the sophomore. Number 2 ranked in Class 3A is the sophomore from Western Dubuque. So he's showing why right here, 10-0. And very stingy. Jake Clough he's wrestling a very good match against Max. 48 seconds left to go, and an inside wrist now by Lyons. Let's see if Lyons cuts him loose. I just don't think Max wants him to score any points.
Nice suck back.
Yeah, there's that short sit by Clough, and Lyons tries to suck him back, and Clough rolls through. 30 seconds left to go here. Again, it's a 10-0 major. Again, you've got bonus points. There's a stand-up turn-in by Clough, and a nice little back trip by Lyons takes Clough back down. And again, if you're Jake Clough, you're probably going to feel like you've been through the ringer here, taking on Max Lyons, as he is just very tough on top and has not given Jake Clough any room to breathe whatsoever. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, that's going to do it. It's a 10-0 win, a major decision for the fine sophomore from Western Dubuque, Max Lyons. So our dual meet is over. The Western Dubuque Bobcats are going to come out of here 2-0. Westover Hawks are 1-1, and the Maquoketa Cardinals very much improved, though, Mr. Jamie Vasky. That's a 37-minute duel. Yes, indeed. So we like that a lot. So I'll tell you what, let's take a short time out. You're going to tally up everything, then we'll be back with a recap of tonight's WAMAC wrestling action. Stay with us, sports fans. Glad to have you along for the ride tonight. We'll be back with a recap. Stay with us on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7 KMCH.
Along with in-studio producer Janelle Tucker, Jamie Vasky, Roger Reed back with you here from Maquoketa as the Western Dubuque Bobcats finish 2-0 on the night as they defeat the Maquoketa Cardinals 55-18. The final score in that one, a quick recap here, as started at weight class 182, and Ryan Kleesner started off with a fall in 248 over Sean Solomon. That made it 6-0. At 195, Ryan Keneally for the Bobcats with a fall in 226 over Gerald Miller, made it 12-0 Bobcats at that point. 220, Dylan Hafler with a fall in 137 over Brian Solomon. At heavyweight, Aaron Costello with a 17-second fall over Trevor Bickford. That made it 24-0 Bobcats. They would get a couple more 6-point wins as Colin Kerprick with a 35-second fall over Justin Holtz. Braden Bird with a forfeit at 113 pounds. At 120, it was Keaton Bockenstead with a fall in 116 over Nico Nuremberg, making the score 42-0. So the Bobcats at 126 lose their first match as Bo Bowman with a 6-0 win for Maquoketa over Jacob Close from Western Dubuque, making it 42-3. Bailey Thurm then turned that right around with a fall in 103 over Trevor Shady, making it 48-3 Bobcats. At 138, Zach Kopis from Maquoketa with a fall in 5 minutes and 58 seconds over Jackson Healy. That made it 48-9. At 145, a very impressive win by Dane Ganson over Cordero Campbell. 8-2 the final in that one. That made it 51-9. At 152, LaDonta Lewis from Maquoketa picking up a forfeit at 152. That made it 51-15. And then at 160, Logan Mayberry with a 7-1 win over Jacob Birds, making it 51-18. And then Max Lyon with a 10-0 major decision over Jacob Clough, making the final team score 55-18. And in that dual meet, Western Dubuque with 12 takedowns, Maquoketa with 6. The Bobcats with 7 falls. I counted that wrong. 7 falls, 9 in the first duel, 16 total falls in that dual meet. And Maquoketa with 1 major decision for the Bobcats, 0 for Maquoketa. And 10 wins for Western Dubuque in that duel, and 4 for Maquoketa, as we await Coach Cleary as he's going to make his way up here to talk with us in just a minute. as he's making his way up. But Roger, 16 falls on the night for these Bobcats, and a very impressive night for them as they go 2-0 as they defeated West Delaware 57-20, and then 55-18. 55-18, the final score against Maquoketa as Coach Cleary joins us now. And Coach, 2 wins tonight. That first duel against West Delaware, just a pin fest for you guys, as you guys had 9 pins in that dual meet, 16 overall in the 2 duels tonight as you defeated the Hawks 57-20. You saw some good things in that duel against West Delaware.
Happy with that progress. And West Delaware is one of the proudest traditions in the WAMAC. Great kids, great community. They fight hard, and we can be proud of anytime there's a victory over them. That's pretty big.
You won 10 matches in that duel, won 20 matches overall, and that's one thing with those 2 duels. 20 matches out of you gave up a forfeit in each duel, so out of 26 matches, that's a good night for you guys.
A very good night. Guys have been working hard, and I think they're enjoying the competition now, wrestling someone else rather than everyone else in practice. So, it's always fun wrestling against West Delaware, and of course Maquoketa. He's got a new coach, and they got some new tradition, and that's good too.
On that Maquoketa duel, 55-18, the final, and you guys wrestled well in that dual meet, but I'm sure there are some things that you can take out of that. Some opportunities to pick up more bonus points. Later in the dual meet, you had an opportunity. You guys had a major decision going, gave up a takedown late. Just some little things that you, as coaches, you're always going to nitpick little things like that.
No doubt. And again, Coach Kolb is a great coach, and then those guys are working hard too. And we've got to get back to practice tomorrow. We bring a technique notebook with us. We try and write everything down, so the next day we can try and fix all our mistakes before we forget. As the season goes on, and you forget all that stuff as it goes on, and all the matches pile on top of each other. So we'll try and work out the kinks and then get ready for the Bobcat duels. Our own dual meet tournament, some really good competition. Dakota, Illinois, 2-time state champs. They've got about 17 guys ranked or something like that. And North Scott and Cedar Falls and Williamsburg. So there'll be some good competition there that we'll be excited for. And of course, the Battle Waterloo's right around the corner. That's always great competition. So, lots of fun getting after it, I guess.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you joining us, and congratulations on the 2 wins tonight. A great effort by you guys here in Maquoketa.
Hey, thanks for all you guys do.
All right, Coach Paul Cleary here for the Western Dubuque Bobcats joining us here as his team goes 2-0 as they defeat West Delaware 57-20 and Maquoketa 55-18. Thanks, Coach. As West Delaware goes 1-1 on the night as they lost to, of course, Western Dubuque 57-20 and then defeated Maquoketa 39-28. So that wraps up our coverage here. That last duel, 37 minutes. You were hoping for another hour duel. They beat that in easy fashion here tonight, Roger, as they 37 minutes the duel time.
Well, we saw, with the pins that the Bobcats had against West Delaware, we knew if they could get the pins going, again the second match. We knew it would probably be a short match, and it was. And then they went to 2 mats, and that sped things up even a little bit more. But you know what? Impressed with Maquoketa Cardinals. They've got a handful of kids. If they can build around those kids, they've got some kids that will place in the WAMAC. They've got some kids that will progress, and their coaching staff has at least filled up the lineup. Only 1 forfeit versus about 4 or 5 in the last couple of years. So they're doing some good things. And of course, the Bobcats are always strong, and they've got a nice team this year. And again, impressed with West Delaware in that second duel. Some of those kids picked up their first wins, and they got a little momentum going into the 5 seasons duels this weekend.
Well, they certainly do. Let's take a look at our schedule for the rest of the week here on KMCH. As tomorrow night, West Delaware girls basketball for you on the air as they are at Mount Vernon at about 7:30 with John Swisher and Bill Logan with the call on that one. And then a Saturday morning at 9 a.m., the Area Coaches Corner. I'll chat with West Delaware head wrestling coach Jeff Voss. John Swisher will catch up with the area basketball coaches, and Bill Logan will catch up with Coach Bosenberg and Coach Chapman, the bowling coaches for West Delaware. And then, of course, at 9:30, probably start on YouTube. There's a link to that on kmch.com, and we'll have the first couple rounds of the 5 seasons duels in Cedar Rapids, as we'll be at Cedar Rapids, Washington. West Delaware will take on Iowa City West JV at 9:30. We'll get those later dual meets on the air on KMCH 94.7. And a great night of wrestling here. The Western Dubuque Bobcats go 2-0 The West Delaware Hawks go 1-1, and Maquoketa goes 0-2. That's going to do it for us here in Maquoketa. I'd like to thank Janelle Tucker for running the board for us this evening, and most of all, thank you, the listeners. For my partner, Roger Reed, this is Jamie Vasquez saying good night from Maquoketa, Iowa, as once again, the Hawks of West Delaware 1-1, the Bobcats 2-0, and Maquoketa 0-2. You've been listening to high school wrestling, Walmack action, right here on Eastern Iowa Sports Station, Mix 94.7, KMCH. Have a good night, everybody.